Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in to Jack Mack LFC. Hopefully we'll be joined by Kev in a little while anyway. But chat, let us know your thoughts going into this game. A lot of trepidation, a lot of soul searching in reality. We've left ourselves with a massive uphill battle, as we all know, in relation to the second leg. But as it was against Barcelona, I think we all know this game will be much more difficult than obviously the game in which we did have against Barca a couple of years ago. A lot more quality, bigger club, in all honesty, in terms of the European stage. And I'll tell you what, I want to go into this game with a lot of optimism, and I will be doing. As I said, we'll be doing our watch along, and we'll be hoping and dreaming. But it's going to be a very difficult game, as we all know. But let me know your thoughts. Big up there, Level. Big up chat as well. Hope you're well, matey. And thank you very much for tuning in, mates. And chat, let us know your thoughts and expectations going into this game. As I said, we've got to probably dampen them down, and we don't want to be getting too ahead of ourselves. And we've got to be realistic as well. But what's the whole point of being a supporter if you can't hope and dream? But as I said, I'm probably going to bring myself down anyway in reality. Today's episode, we'll be talking about in depth, really. We're going to be talking about, obviously, game management, how we want to very much approach this game in terms of Liverpool are to get, say, to in relation to 1 or 2 goals, or what do we need to do? So we'll be talking about that as well. Defensive structure in terms of this second leg, and that probably goes hand in hand with game management. Liverpool hopefully are to get into a position. What do we need to do? How do we entail in terms of tactical aspects? And obviously hopes and realistic expectations going into the second leg. We'll talk about that at the top of the show anyway. Team selection, of course, and everyone's favourites. I'm going to ask for your score predictions, but if you've been watching the live stream watch-alongs, I am not going to be giving a prediction for this game because I have absolutely jinxed us on too many of occasions over the last couple of weeks, and chat has already reminded me quite heavily, as we know. But big up there, Level. But as Yusuf said there, if you score more than 4 goals, I will shave my head. I'll hold you to that, Yusuf, anyway. Obviously, Liverpool first 20 minutes, as we know, in that first leg. Hopefully, I'll say hopefully, and I don't really want us to start like that and then finish the second leg like that, because it was everything that we'd hoped in the first 15, 20 minutes going into that first leg. Didn't we, chat? Obviously, Darwin Núñez, Salah was electric down that right-hand side. Obviously, the introduction of Nacho, I think, massively swung that first leg tie, because I think Nacho massively shut down Mohamed Salah down that left-hand side, and it was Liverpool. As soon as we got our second goal, I think Real Madrid, they're not like a Barcelona, they're not naive. Well, hopefully they are tomorrow, and it'll be interesting to see how, in terms of the Real Madrid camp, I think they've got a lot more respect about them as a club, and in all honesty, as players as well. We only have to listen to Thibaut Courtois after Liverpool did lose that Champions League final. I've got massive admirations, and as we said, could this game hinge on a red card? It could a little bit of, you do lead Liverpool. If we are to come away with a progression into the next round, we need a massive slice of luck. Well, probably 4 massive slices of luck anyway. But it's keeping Real Madrid at bay. That is probably it's going to be one of the most difficult things to do, in all honesty. But chat, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. I don't think so. But the first leg was a roller coaster of emotions, from ecstatic to embarrassed. Everest, and that's the thing, mate. And I think even if we are to not progress into the next stage of this competition, Everest, we've got to claw back some hope and claw back really some confidence, in all honesty, because as we know, Real Madrid, I think Tchouaméni will be coming back into that number 6 role. Obviously, you're anticipating Luka Modric, you're anticipating Valverde. When I've been having a little look at some of the Real Madrid fans in the build up to this game in terms of their channels and content as well, especially the English speakers anyway, they fully anticipate Valverde to play down that right-hand side as well with Benzema. If he is fully fit, he's coming into this tie 50-50, but we know Karim Benzema will very much be playing in relation to that. And it's obviously Vinny Jr. We know the key threats, but it's one thing doing it, but this is basically, as we all know, coming off the back of getting beat by Bournemouth. And I tell you what, if we play like we did against Bournemouth, it's going to be another embarrassing night, as it was at Anfield anyway. And as I said in my description chat, if Liverpool are to progress into the latter stages of this competition's Champions League campaign, it will go down. And obviously, I didn't grow up in the 70s and 80s where Liverpool was so confident and so good in European competitions, as we all know. But chat, let me know, obviously, for whatever generation you do come from in terms of being a Liverpool supporter, how would you class, if Liverpool are to progress into the next rounds of the Champions League, would you class this as Liverpool's greatest, or potential? It's got the potential to be Liverpool's greatest ever European night. For me, it has. As I said at the top of the show, this is a completely different football club. It's a completely more experienced European sides that we did play up against at Anfield all those years ago in relation to that Barcelona team. Very naive. You only have to have a little look at the socials, the way in which Barca TV presented themselves on a world stage coming into this game. And that's what it'd be interesting to see in terms of the next couple of days, how confident or how much respect Real Madrid do give Liverpool, because I think they will give obviously a club of that magnitude and obviously their European heritage as well. I think they'll be sounds. But big up there, Everest. When is the second leg? Also, is BT covering? Big up there, Nigel. I did drop you the link on social media, mate. But yeah, BT will be covering it. If it's Nigel, I think it is. But big up there, Nigel. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, it's on Wednesday, and obviously BT, of course, will be covering, as always, European Madrid. And that's the great point that Everest has made. Yeah, Madrid is flopping on La Liga, but still bosses it in the Champions League somehow. Don Carlo is no joke, and yeah, he's a tactical master. For me, obviously, before we brought in Jurgen Klopp, and before obviously Carlo's had this history with the club, the certain club across Stanley Park. Anyway, I wouldn't have minded Carlo Ancelotti coming into the football club. It was either Jurgen Klopp or Carlo Ancelotti I wanted to bring into Liverpool at that given time. He's a proven winner in every single league he has been in, a serial European manager, winner of this competition, as we know. And I think when he ends his career as a manager, I think he will go down easily in the top 3 of managers of all time, just given what he's won in the game. And there we go. Kev, just give us a thumbs up when you're ready, lad. There we go, guys. We are joined. Oh, with bloody hell.
That's a crack, lads.
I'm going to multi-opus. There we go. And we change it back on. There we go. Happy days, mate. How are we?
Right? All good, man. All good. Little bit sickies, which is not good before heading off to Germany, but I'm, I've been better. So, not too bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
Optimistic, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how much you were listening to before you did jump on, mate, but I was just saying, like, obviously, Everest saying, what would you class Carlo Ancelotti as? I've just put him in my top 3 of, bloody hell, I know I'm small, but I'm not that small, with the camera angle. Would you class him in your top 3, or I think he will go down as one of the greatest ever
top 5.
managers.
If I'm talking about managers that have done it time and time again, but also people that have the ability to change a formation, to sort the game out when need be, with no problem, no second guessing, no nothing. And it's he's tactically brilliant as well, so which is good. Yeah, he's
Top
brilliant.
3 for me will be easy by a bloody
Yeah,
stretch. In terms
yeah.
of, I think the way I'd garner that really in terms of I'd analyse that is obviously European managers. You just looked at the things, but as I said,
If I had to try and it was either Klopp or Ancelotti to come to Liverpool that time. One or the other. So
yeah,
yeah, that would have been the same for me. So at that time, he was one of my first choices. Yeah, Klopp was obviously my first choice. I wanted his kind of his banter, his aggression, his tactical nous. His gegenpress, and I wanted that kind of football. But if we needed to get through the next 3 years and just build on the team, European wise, then I would have taken Carlo, no problem. And he's got Premier League pedigree as well.
Yeah, 100%. But absolute legends. But big up there, Everest. Big up Tom as well. As I said, chat, I am starting another YouTube channel as well, which the link should be in the description. Obviously, I think obviously with the changing of name, rechanging of name anyway. I will be making. Well, I have made the channel. The link is in the description. So if you wouldn't mind dropping a like on that and a subscribe if you want, it'd be massively appreciated as well. And obviously, I get Kev's thoughts and expectations going into this game, as I said. But as Everest has said, the Champions League final against AC Milan will always be the greatest comeback ever. Never in a million years would have thought we'd been 3-0 down. It's a deficit against that prime AC Milan. And that's the thing, Kev and chat, in relation to, as we titled this episode, nothing is impossible.
Nope.
But
the
big word is but. Can we shut them out at the back?
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking it was going to be 4-1 and take it to extra time. If we do turn around, that's the only scoreline I could see. Or it could be nuts and we could do the same scoreline they did to us. But if we, like, in fairness, when I seen us going 2-0 up against Madrid, they were falling apart at that stage. I was expecting 3, 4, and 5 to start popping up. And considering how poorly they were doing kind of in the league this season as well, I just thought, right, they're there for the taking this time. But they are our bogey team. And how many times have we said, yeah, we can go back in the next leg and do it against Real Madrid, and they end up just like, seeing out a 1-0 or something when they need to, because they're just really good at doing that, and that's my only worry, is that they see out the game. I'd want them to see out the game. I don't want it to go without a flutter. I want us to be thereabouts winning a goal of them, with like 15 minutes to go or something like that, and then just give it all we got. I don't want to see it kind of just fizzle out. But if one team can do it, it's Liverpool.
Yeah, it's in our DNA, mate, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just like we make it, we make everything in our history so difficult in terms of when we've won, obviously, competitions, league titles as well. It's never the easy way. Obviously, we'll dive into obviously the game management in terms of, hopefully, as Kev alluded to there as well, and I did at the top of the show. If we do get in that position where we really need to focus and analyse Liverpool's game, but chat, there you go, everyone. But big up there, chat. I did drop the channel link into the second channel. I think, as you can see there, it is called Anfield Road TV. But as I said, this channel will be very much me based, if you get me. But hopefully, with that, obviously the channel, I should have really made 2 seconds. Well, that is, the one that I've posted is Anfield Road TV. But big up there, everyone. I really appreciate it. That'll be more content with me, Kev, bit of everyone, bit more fan based, really, in terms of the whole collective. This one will probably be my screaming reactions going, "Oh, we flashed again." Be more solely based, but once we've got a following on that. But big up there. So big up there, Dom, as well. Big up there, Mark. Thanks. Absolute legends as well. I don't have to ask, with a lot of you in the comments as well, everyone. Big up Pauline, as I said. No, there we go. Yeah. Big up there, us. I know you're an Arsenal fan, Gus. Drop us a cheeky follow on that. Be much appreciated. Big up there, Panov. As I said,
We'll tell nobody.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna be like, Jack, why are you not streaming? Or like, Kev, we're on the other one. We're on the other one anyway. Well, Kev, your thoughts, base, most importantly, and chat, let us know your thoughts going into this game. As he said, we never make anything easy in relation. But what are your hopes and aspirations And that's the main thing, hope. But I've still got hope.
Me, yeah. One day I wanted to grow up and be a doctor, but oh no, we're talking about football.
Or a lawyer.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, sorry.
Get lots of mullah.
Yeah, no, but yeah. Look, just going over our heads held high. Play the same in the way we did for the first 20 minutes of that last game. The first 15, I should say, before they scored the 16. Just play the way we did then. Don't get complacent. Lock down the back line. Don't let it be like it was the other day. Play like we did against United. We seem to step up against the bigger teams this season we have. And we barely lost Arsenal 3-2, and that was controversial enough. We beat Man City. What we seem to be always drawn against Chelsea these days, so we need to start turning that back around in our favour again. But they're only going to get stronger over the next couple of seasons or so. So for me, yeah, just go there at Real Madrid. Enjoy the occasion.
Yes,
yeah, enjoy it and play football.
It's like no Kevin chat. I don't think any of us, especially if we don't get Champions League football, this could be the last time Liverpool do play in Champions League competition in 18 months, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be that long if Liverpool don't get Champions League and we're stuck in one of those bloody annoying European other competitions. It's going to be disappointing. And me and you've spoke, and I think all of us have spoke over the last couple of weeks. That's not what we want. We want to be, if we are to miss out on Champions League, I'd much rather not finish in Europa League or Europa League Conference League, bloody hell.
Not that many.
And just focus on the Premier League, Kevin. But it's chat. Let us know. What are your thoughts? What are your score predictions? As I said, don't know if you catch the Kev. I'm not giving any more score predictions for Liverpool till now at the end of the season.
If we don't get
myself.
yeah. I keep doing this on myself. Actually, I did like 4-0 or 4-1 or something. I did, and only if they scored first, it was going to be 4-1. And they scored first, and then we did nothing after that. How we haven't scored against Bournemouth after beating them 9-0 earlier in the season, I'll never understand that. But yeah, there was something I was going to say to you, but I forgot about it there. We were talking about that. But that'll tell you, that's my sick head. I'm drinking Lemsip, lads. It's not even a coffee, it's Lemsip. You know what I mean? It's Lemsip for my head because I'm
flying. You've got a gig next week as well.
I have 4 gigs over the next week, 5 dates over the next week in Germany and Holland. So that'll tell you. I get a day off today and tomorrow, even though I'm flying tomorrow to Holland, and then we're going out to Germany after an early gig, and then straight on to Germany, and then Wednesday I'm gigging, Thursday I'm gigging, Friday I'm gigging, Saturday I'm gigging, and then I come home on Sunday. Yeah,
that's the most difficult thing, is though to maneuver into sort of an off topic, but I think for singers, especially with using the vocal cords, obviously all the streams you do as well, mate.
Yeah,
like vocal cords are so precious. It's
for me, yeah. But I know it's not really. It's kind of a flu, and it's the whole lot, but it's more like a sinusitis type flu rather than like it's gotten to the top of the throat, but not to the bottom of the throat. Thank God. But it's but sure, I should be all right. A bit of Lemsip and I'd be grand. Pull me boots up. It's only man flu.
As Don said, they don't want second class comps. Big up there, mate.
But actually, he just reminded me of it with when I was trying to go. What I was saying. I think regardless of going into, I know Klopp likes to go for every competition, but I think if we do end up in the Europa League, I think he'll play his second string squads for most of those group stages. I think you're going to see most of that, and I think he'll concentrate in the league, to be honest with you, because he's like, what's the point? We'll use the second string squad just like we do the cups up until a point where, all right, hang on a minute, now if we go to win this tournament, it's a major trophy and a position in the Champions League the following season. So then you're talking, and then you at that stage you're already going for the league. So I don't think he can coast it up until February or so, until they kick back into gear again. So just concentrate and getting points ahead at the start of next season is what you really need to do, and use the second string squad. Yeah. But hopefully, I still think we'll get top 4. There's too many games left, and Spurs are being Spurs. Newcastle are fading off a bit, and I don't know.
It's gonna get manic though, mate.
And Casemiro gone for Man United is a massive thing for them. So now what are the differences to that? I'm just saying that we'll make him sweat up until the end of the season. I think so now.
Yeah, I'm 100% with Kev as well. I think a lot of us are, but chat, he's called me deluded, and I probably are, but I suppose it comes with the nature of supporting Liverpool.
You'd be deluded if you were an Arsenal fan for the last few seasons or a Spurs fan for the last few seasons, but we're a Liverpool Football Club.
We got history.
We have history. Klopp has won every trophy there possibly is over the last few seasons. You can't question our optimism. You know, question it in 5 years' time if we're not anywhere. You know, or like United fans are now.
Yeah. And I know those United fans that were coming in after the Bournemouth result. I did warn you. I did say, don't jump the gun before you've even played, because I've done that. Kev's done that. We've all done that. Especially after, remember, was it that year? I was in together last night. It was that year that we were obviously where we got battered by Villa, but United had played like a couple of hours before. And then, that was a massive.
They got hammered, didn't they, by Spurs 6-1 or something?
I think that was at Old Trafford as well, but we learned our lesson. And we had big up there, Dave, absolute legend. Obviously, hope you're well, mate. And obviously, I did try and get Dave on, but he's obviously working at the minute. But I really do appreciate, obviously, dropping the stream on as well. All good. But yeah, as Nigel said there, never write Liverpool. Write us off at your pedal. And that's what I said, obviously, for everyone just tuned in at the top of the show. It will be interesting to see from a media perspective in terms, obviously. I do think the Madrid fans are a lot more respectful in relation, because some of the stuff that Barcelona Football Club were spouting like 24 hours a week up to the build-up. And that classic tweet, Kev, I don't know if you've seen it, with PK, we only need to score one goal, and then that was his last tweet on his social media account.
Ever, was it?
Yes. Well, he didn't delete his account, but that's how much it had a detrimental impact, and he more or less, by the looks of it, jinxed it.
He did, yeah.
So, yeah.
Like V-Cross touching the Anfield Road, or the Anfield sign.
Yeah, secret scouser, then he? So,
yeah.
Hopefully he's got some own goals as well for the man. Obviously, we spoke about the hopes and the expectations, really, and obviously it's going to be an upward hill.
I knew Russ was going to come in with that. I knew he was in the chat.
There we go, Russ.
I was going to say Spurs. I said not so much this season with Arsenal fans, but I said for about 10 years after they won nothing. I said why would they win the next?
Russ has been there on that one.
He's been good as well. He's been there. He's been there. I know, yes.
Yeah. He comes from the...
But I mean, in comparison to Liverpool in the last 7 or 8 years is what I'm saying. Especially Spurs. Spurs have nothing to say. They can't do it.
Kev, Arsenal could win the same amount of Premier League trophies as Liverpool in the last couple of years. So
I don't... okay, this is where we go. No, I'm going to call a spade a spade. Premier League trophies and the old ladies are exactly the same honour, lads. Right? So no matter what way it's changed its name, you don't... When it's the Carling Cup and it was the Carabao Cup, it's not just changed the trophy because it's changed its name. The format didn't change, it just moved up, and it was what they did is that they filled it out, but it was the same honour. Which is why, if a United fan ever turns around to you and says, "Oh, you won your first Premier League trophy," and I'm like, "Why don't you sing 13 times?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "If you only sing 13 times, it's the only amount of Premier League trophies you won." And you know what you do? You shoot yourself in the foot every single time, because Liverpool have 18 old ladies, which means they can never be surpassed in the old trophy. Which means, and we can catch up with United no problem with 13 titles, over the next 20 years or so, So I said, look, you shoot yourselves in the foot every single time. This is what I do. I always bring it in. Premier League and the First Lady are exactly the same honour. It's just a different trophy.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Dave, I did drop you the link on Twitter, mate. Well, you know me. I think I've dropped you the link, actually.
Dave, but joined the Lemsip Club.
Oh, yes. We've all been there, well. I've lived off that for a very long time. Obviously, before we get Dave in anyway, mate, it's... Yeah. What do you hope Jurgen Klopp will be the biggest... For me, when he analysed Liverpool and what we done well in that 20 minutes... was we spoke already, and every Liverpool fan in the build-up to the big games is stretching Real Madrid. It was I think of Liverpool, and as we see in recent years, as you alluded to, mate, we are capable of casting aside any side, whether that be City, Real Madrid, whoever in Europe, but as we've seen in recent times, especially this season, it's keeping them out at the back. But Darwin Núñez, I think, will have a massive part to play. Like he did in the first 15, 20 minutes at Anfield. I think his explosive pace, his intelligence, his ability in front of goal, no matter what rival fans say. Yeah. I think he's going to be integral for Liverpool. We are to hopefully progress into the next stages, mate. But what do you want to see, or what do you hope?
Well, from what I've seen the is that when we did kind of capitulate, or when it's like, lads, I know somebody's going to give out to me for giving out about Gomez, but no offense, he was at fault for a minimum of 3 of those goals. You know, it's my thing is that even when that happened, we dropped the heads too much, and we still tried to play the spreading game. And then Modric and the lads had a field day with all the space that they had in the middle of the park. They were just controlling the game so easily, and that's not one thing I want to see again. I want the lads stepping in behind. I'd like to see maybe a 4-2-3-1 alternate with 4-3-3. That'd be great. I don't know. After that, Fabinho's been playing well the last couple of weeks. Then his games like he did the other day. By Cetic, it just goes to show that he might be a little. We might be overusing him a small bit. Hendo's
going to be massive, and obviously
I think he needs to start. Yeah, Hendo. I think Hendo needs to start. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it was a massive point, him not coming on against Bournemouth. Yeah. I think even, did he come on? I don't think he did.
I think the end of the
game, it was only for like a little bit anyway. Yeah. I think
somebody else came on. Kate and Milner came on, didn't they? Yeah. Henderson did come on for a little. I don't know, man. That game is just gone like a blur. I was literally saying, with a minute to go at the first half of that game, I don't know whoever was watching my stream, I was going, lads, is that halftime already? That's just a blur. I haven't seen anything happening in the game. It's just been a blur. It felt like it was only about 10 minutes long, the whole half. It flew.
Bloody hell, Nigel. Thank you very much, mate. As I said, really do appreciate it. As I said, no one ever has to really subscribe. You can subscribe if you want, but as I said, I know obviously what everyone's going through around the world, obviously with the cost of living crisis, and no one ever has to donate, but I really do appreciate it, Nigel. And obviously just goes into the upkeep of the channel. And I know I've got a lot of improvement to do. I do try and improve every single episode.
The way I look at it with like that, Jack, is that you're a kind of an outlet as well, same as myself for some of the people that watch me gaming and stuff like that, you know. But you're just an outlet for the regular day, you know. It's a place to chillax at the end of the night, take away the mindset of the game. Liverpool is normally like that for people, but if we can come on here and be optimistic about
just
games,
chill. Be ourselves.
Yeah. And it's a focal point to go to. Some people just are just comfortable coming in and chatting away, like, you know, in here, and they're grand. Yeah, so he appreciates it, lads. Is what he said.
Yeah, natural. But big up there, Nigel, you legend. Madrid are like City. They love the ball and love boxing a team in. Get them and go toe to toe, like we did at City, and they can fall apart like that in the first 20 minutes. And that's the thing, Guinea. Kev, as Jack alluded, big up there, Jack. Thank you very much for dropping me a comment, right? Dave, I did drop you the link. I did drop it on both anyway. Dave just sent me a question mark. Dave, if you scroll up a bit, like it's literally there, the link.
Me try him now. I'd send that to him.
Yeah, drop that on Twitter. But that's the thing in the chat as well. Jack has just alluded to there. I still love that. He's probably one. He wishes he was at 94 rated on FIFA, because it's more like a 60 on that. But yeah, it's about boxing them in, as Jack's alluded to. It's difficult. It's easy saying that in the chat in terms of when you do analyse Luka Modric, the Valverde's, the Tchouaméni's coming in, who were fully anticipating coming in. And even Camavinga, you look and analyse a player like him. I know he did play Camavinga left back in the last game that they just played. I think they won 3-1, which they did go 1-0 behind in that game as well. Real Madrid, obviously, since they've played us in the Champions League in the first leg, they've had quite similar form in relation to the Spanish La Liga. They've had a couple of draws, a couple of losses as well, and it's even Real Sociedad, I think, getting a draw against them. Oh, no, it was Real Betis, I think it was. But even still, that just goes to show, Kev, in relation to they can have a wobble. And I think they're like 7-9 points. I think Barca have got a game in hand on Real as well to go even more in front in La Liga. But it's going to be interesting. It's, as Jack's alluded to, the 20-minute period, we need to stretch that to a 90 period. That's something that we haven't done all season for me, mate. We haven't had a full 90 minutes, apart from the United, but that's Man United. It's easy. Yeah. But I mean, against the top elite side, we haven't done it for me this season.
Like we completely took Modric and Co out of the game at the start of the game. They weren't involved at all at the start of that match, but then they looked like a masterclass in the second half. You know, when we dropped the heads and became comfortable. That can't happen. We have to go over there thinking we need to hammer these. We have to go over there thinking we need to score the same. We have to learn a lesson for the weekend. But the good thing about the weekend is that Liverpool have struggled recently against teams that are of a lower ilk, and Klopp's tactics haven't worked against teams that, as I say, create a backwards arrow. So there's a line going to the middle and going across the back, and it's trapping Mohamed Salah out in the left or in between the left back and the left centre back, and also the defensive midfielder. They're all just trapping them in there. Whereas we needed to actually bypass that and have a fella in the middle of those lads. That could be an anchor and a pivot. Harvey could have done it. Gakpo started doing it when we went to 4-2-3-1 in the second half of that game. He actually looked well driving on. But then sure, Bournemouth were just kicking at his legs and fouling him every chance they got. And that's why they got so many yellow cards in the middle of that park. We just had to do it a lot sooner so that they didn't make those fouls later on in the match, because they kept doing them. And each person was saying, it's my turn out to take that foul and get the yellow card. And, you know, because you only have so many attacks that you go through the same place in the centre. We were dominating the game. By the end of the game, it didn't happen. Against Real Madrid, we need to go straight at them. We need to. Trent needs to be busy. Robbo needs to be busy with crosses. I don't want to see this thing where they're just dragging it back and passing it back to Fabinho and Henderson anymore. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing the ball going angle backwards and then ending up back with Konate and Verge, who I don't want. I only want to see them doing that if we're being pinned back by Real Madrid a bit and trying to get out of dodge. We shouldn't have to go back that way at all, unless, you know, they're on top of us. So for me, get the ball in the box as often as possible. Darwin's a good header of the ball. Gakpo's a good header of the ball. Mohamed Salah can flick it on all day. He can trap it and turn, do whatever he wants with it. Because I was so disappointed with him the other day in the game. You can see he was trying, but he wasn't doing what he normally did. In games, it's just a poor. It's just a poor reflection of what we did against Manchester United, really. You know, it's just that we turned up, and I'll be honest with you, I think we deserved at the end of the day, because it was more like an ego thing. And then when the ego was gone and they realised, oh no, we're going to have to do something here, they were getting angry at themselves. And Virgil van Dijk was the emphasis of that.
Really.
Yeah, epitome of that. So he was, remember when he was missing headers, point blank range, and then blaming people for pulling them and nobody was touching him. And that I didn't want to see. Yeah, I don't want to see that at all. So we only had ourselves to blame for that. So learn the lesson, move on, and don't lose a game for the rest of the season. Just go on, just play, draw if you have to. Don't lose.
Yeah. I think that's
normally it's 70 points for the team to get top four in the league, but it could be anything around 65 to 66 now this season because of how close everybody is and how much they're beating each other. So, you know, we've got was it 36 points to play for now? Was it 33? How many games are left?
Happy days. Well, yeah, 100%. Nice. And there we go, boys. There we go.
There we go, baby. All right, Spider. Always on the web.
I know. Yes.
Makes that one laugh.
What's the story? All good?
Sorry about that, mate. Obviously, me sending old links.
You sent an old link, and it kept on going into, and it kept saying this finished fucking 6 years ago. And I'm going, what the fuck?
Sorry,
the Matrix. The Matrix.
But yeah, now as agreed there, Kev. Just to conclude on that point, maybe you're spot on. It's one thing doing it against United, but it's one thing doing it against the creme de la creme. In all honesty, against the history. We talk about our heritage and all that, but it's chat. Let us know your thoughts. Keep on getting them in. But Davey boy, how are we, mate? Thank you very much for jumping on, mate. What's your
the thoughts about Wednesday night at the Bernabeu? Look, the creme de la creme have gone a bit sour lately. They haven't been, top of the tree. They haven't been anything up to what they were. Even last year, you could say they were lucky. They were definitely lucky against us in the final. Yeah. But we've given ourselves, lads, too much to do. To go to the Bernabeu and get 3 to get a draw, or 4 to win. We have to get 4 to win the bleeding game. Away goals, nothing counts anymore. So we'd have to go there, maybe win 3-0, bring it to extra time and win on penalties or win in extra time. Is it impossible? No. Can we do it? Yes. Will it happen? I don't know. I mean, we've got to turn up. Everybody's got to be on their A game. You're going to need a bit of luck. You're going to need a good bit of luck, I think, in a game like that. They'd have chances. Will they score? Probably. You'd want a clean sheet. The first thing you'd want to have there is a clean sheet to have any bleeding chance. You'd want to have a clean sheet. our front three or four. We might play in front four. I think we've got to go for it. We've no real choice. We've no more games after this, lads. We can throw the bleeding kitchen sink at this if we want. We've no game the weekend. We don't come back until April Fool's Day against City.
David, ask Kevin in a little second chat. Let us know. I've made a point on, obviously, little notes behind me anyway. It's game management for me, Dave. As Kev alluded to before, it's one thing doing against certain teams, but game management, especially in Liverpool, as you alluded to, we can hopefully get into a 2-goal, 3-0 lead. It was, of course, possible.
Away form, Jack. Our away form. I mean, I heard Klopp talking the other day saying that if our home form is very good. If our home form was switched to our away form, similar, we'd be up there fighting for the title. Yeah. You know what I mean? We have a decent home form, and it's just psychological. I mean, last year, the year before, even the year before, last 3-4 years, we've been brilliant away from home. That's been the difference with us. We've always been good at home. You know what I mean? It's Liverpool. It's the crowd, it's the 12th man. We seen what happened with United. We weren't particularly great, as Gary Neville says in that game, but we still won 7-0. But you know what I mean? It's the home form, it's the crowd. But the away form against the likes of Bournemouth, the likes of Brighton. Now, look, Brighton are a good side. Brentford are a decent side. But we lost heavily at Wolves. Nottingham Forest. I mean, there's a carbon copy of the Nottingham Forest game the weekend. I think it was an exact Matrix copy. Yeah. Van Dijk with chances as well and everything. It was like an exact. It was like
you couldn't even make it up, Dave, could you? Like it was. You couldn't even make it up. It was ridiculous.
It was an exact Matrix fucking carbon interdimensional copy of a game. You take the Forest game out. You take we chances. Obviously, Salah missed a penalty and stuff like that, but we didn't have control in that game. First 10-15 we were decent. After that, I don't know what bleeding happened. Maybe someone sprinkled a bit of dust onto the pitch or something because we just no game control, no management. And when you go to Madrid, it's a big open pitch. The crowd will be up for it there as well, The only thing that could set in is a bit of complacency. We get an early goal. Who knows, lads? I mean, we said the same against Barca a few years ago in 2019. We were 3-0 down against a really good Barca team who had just won the league, by the way. That's it. He'd Messi in the team. He's Suarez in the team, Coutinho on the team, Arthur Melo on the bench. But you know what I mean? So, who knows? As I say, throw the kitchen sink at it, see what happens. If we get through, it'll be ridiculous. It'll blow the 7-0 against United out the water.
Yeah,
but,
it'd be our greatest European night.
I suppose go for it is the question I'm trying to say. It's not you sitting back, just go for it.
Yeah, it'd be our greatest ever European night. Would it be for you, fellas and chats? For me, it would in our history. I know, obviously, the 3-3 in Istanbul, but I think doing it against the quality within this squad. But the thing is, Kev, when you analyse Real Madrid's performance last season in the Champions League, it's going to be mad because even if they, like they did in the first league, if they go 2-3-0 down, it's Real Madrid. Like, you look at them against Chelsea. Chelsea rocked up at the Bernabeu. I think, was it the away leg in the second leg? And they played well. And they were there. They were through into the next knockout. Even City as well turned up, got into a good lead, and took Kevin De Bruyne off. And then the whole game flipped on its head in the last five minutes. Crazy Madrid madness, but it's even the thing, Kevin. It's their history last year in the competition just shows how difficult it will be on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, Real Madrid have the pedigree. We all know about that. We won't say that about the first 5 trophies, but they have pedigree since then. And just even outside that, they still have the most titles in history in European football without those first 5. So they're the best team in the history of the competition. And we really, really, really need to go at them from the off tomorrow. We can't give them respect. We can't get complacent. The only respect we should give them is in our defence, really. And in saying that, I know we do a lot of zone, we do, and so we play with the 7th place. But I'd like to see somebody sitting around Modric tomorrow and just following him a small bit and just stay in front of him to nick in. Fabinho is not really that important going forward, so I think he should be sticking on to Modric and then nicking him where he can.
Would you say it was, Kev, that harps back to what he done 3 years ago against Messi? I think the way we shut down, especially Messi at that time, was probably so good that year, as Dave alluded to, winning the La Liga.
I think midfield is huge tomorrow, lads. Yeah. I mean, Wednesday. Keep saying tomorrow. Wednesday night. Yeah. We got to get the team right, but we got to get the midfield right because their midfield is ridiculous. We seen what it did. We seen what it did after the 20 minutes when we were 2-0 up. It just took over the game. Modric. I mean, I think Toni Kroos is back for them. He was a big loss at Anfield. So Look, I'm not expecting us to go through. I mean, you want to be crazy to expect us to go through. But as you said, it's Liverpool, it's European Cup. Now the only thing is, if it was Anfield, there'd be a lot more, on the gravy train type of thing. But it is in the Bernabeu, and they rarely, they usually come through. They won't take us lightly because we've been in bleeding fine. We've been in only recently in the final with them, and 2018 we were in the final with them, so they know. It's a big sort of a rivalry there built up over the last 4 or 5 years between Liverpool and Madrid. They didn't want us out of that cup for the last 16. We didn't want them, to be fair. But I'd be happy if we did go out Wednesday night. I'd be happy if we put in a bleeding performance and put something in, a bit of pride, get something out of the fucking game. A win would be great, obviously. With Diaz and Thiago coming back, but it's gonna be tough, lads. It's gonna be tough. We have to be realistic here.
Yeah, and obviously, I don't know if you see it there. We've all got to be not that but I think YouTube have changed their terms of service as well. So everyone that drops the F1 on everyone's channels got to be really careful now.
Say that again.
They've changed the terms and services with the F-bombs and all that. We've all got to wheel it in anyway.
They won't be wheeling in my channel, baby.
Is that only the channel that you leave that says for kids as well? So what they say is that it's for all. I think it's for all.
For all
people.
Yeah.
If you put a video
so
up,
Jack will be doing all the editing after this. What the beep? What the? How do you beep? Beep beep beep.
But these all know me. It's like I'm allowed to swear. It's like if it's after this.
I know a few channels that won't exist.
Jack, your biggest mistake is bringing 2 Irishmen onto the channel.
Oh yeah. But yeah, big up there, lad.
It's a second language, yeah.
But yeah, it's the Eve, big up there, Bird. Hope you had a good day, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Even at all, Salah annoyed me big time. Smiling, but it's especially him and Jurgen Klopp's. It's their mechanism. Even me on my live stream.
That was like a nervous smile.
Nervous,
a sort of a smile you do when you made a complete beep.
We must arrive before tomorrow. We need to travel like doing. It's going to be interesting, and obviously it was a big massive hoo-ha, correctly so, on social media, especially people that have never been to an away game this season, which is very disappointing. I don't even know how people manage to get tickets in the away end when you've got all the amazing travelling away fans, and you've got some silly sausages getting tickets in the away section. But if you're on social media, all about that today. If you missed it, if you're living under a rock,
I was asleep, sick the last 2 days.
But yeah, you'll know the crowd, Kev. It does me head in. Like, I'm very fortunate enough to be able to go to a couple of games at home throughout the season. But the people that go away every single week, struggling to get tickets to the Madrid game, but it's stupid, really stupid, man. We need to switch on. We have nothing to lose, but we need to just attack Madrid with vengeance. The difference, Dave, is that we were at Anfield. We beat Barca. Yeah. And Mark, read that one. I was things with birds. Big up there, Nigel. Big up, lad. I'll tell you what.
5-1 now. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It'd be interesting to see what worth a quid on chat. So,
put Nigel's tenner on it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
we only need to get the extra time just to kind of stay in the game and have it level,
3-0, yeah.
3-0 is all we need. So it's. Yep. I said that we could probably do maybe go 2 goals up early. They might, they might score one back. We might go 3-1 up and then get another late one to get it level because they'll be under pressure.
Problem is, we went 2-0 up. We went 2-0 up against these at home. Remember that?
Yeah. And then for me, Gomez. That was Gomez. I every mistake, the free kick given away, the position sense. You can't expect Darwin Núñez to be marking the in-running header.
Oh yeah, I'd say you Canate in there that game. We're not losing 5-2. We're not losing 5-2. We might lose 3-2 maybe. But we're not losing 5-2.
It's that added saying, boys, isn't it? In football, like you can almost score too early. Do you think that's a thing, Kev? You think?
Yeah, it can be.
Too early, but
all of our success in the last few years came from scoring early, hitting, and breaking teams in the first 15-20 minutes. But our defense was so tight and our midfield were so full of energy. The other teams weren't able to get back into it. Now that our midfield is now bloody energy and our defense is leaky because of the midfield with no energy. That's where even if we go 2-0 up, I'm not comfortable. Are you?
No, I think even if I think all was watching. If we went, let's say 3-4-0 up, we're going. Oh, yeah, like get in. But we're like, oh my God, still got another 60 minutes to go. And you're like, but that's the big thing, Kevin, the subs, like it was against Barcelona. And obviously, genuine Wijnaldum. We haven't got a genuine Wijnaldum on the bench.
Yeah.
What we have got, potentially, I'm not 100% sure, it could change in the next 46 hours. Luis Diaz, obviously, chat if you
Can't see Diaz making the bench. Can you, Jack?
Even if he's at 50%, I think there was rumours weeks ago, but chat if it might have changed. But
I don't think.
When you're looking at the bench, then potentially, if you rule out Luis Diaz, the big key players to come off potentially will be Jota, Firmino, Carvalho, Bobby as well. That's, dare I say, Naby, but I'd much rather keep him.
Naby with a hat trick.
Oh, right. What is it? Either pays our fate for what he done in the final. It's like bloody hell.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
No, we're gonna need all our ducks in a row, lads. We're gonna need all our ducks in a row. We're gonna need a bit of luck. Every game we need luck, but we're gonna need big luck. I think Wednesday night we're gonna need them to play below par, us to play unbelievably, take our chances, be clinical. We need a lot of things to go right Wednesday night to come out with this on the other side. A lot of things to go right. I'm not saying it's impossible, but mathematically nothing's impossible. But this is high stakes, and it's going to be tough.
We were saying the same thing about Barcelona back in the day. I know it was at Anfield.
We were right to say the same thing, weren't we? In hindsight.
Yeah,
of course
yeah,
we were right.
very right.
That was Anfield. I keep going back to it. That was Anfield.
I'm hoping that the fact that Real Madrid have had poor home form this season is one thing that will probably get us across the line. They've been doing some of their stuff away. A lot of their draws and losses have been at home this season.
Listen, they could get a man sent off early or something. You never know. That's something like that.
Courtois does Nick Pope. Come on.
What?
Courtois doing a Nick Pope on the edge of his penalty area. Go on.
Yeah. We could do with Courtois making another mistake. That'd be great. That'd be in his head from the last game, I think.
3 mistakes.
Yeah.
3 mistakes.
We need to bypass their midfield all the time for me. We need lads in behind their midfield, and we need to be bypassing them and not passing in front of their midfield. If we pass in front of their midfield, we're just playing into their hands. We need to be passing.
We've got the pace to hurt them. We've got the pace to hurt them. No doubt about it.
Yeah, we have. We can do. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Dave, you're going to be ringing me and Kev on Wednesday night at like 2 o'clock in the morning going, get in, lad.
I just rang you before the stream to say, send me the link. You wouldn't answer the phone.
You'd be like, get in, lad. You've gone through. But big up there, big up chat, big up Darren.
It's looking great. Thanks very much.
Yeah, Darren, we'll have to get you on, matey. Obviously, I know you've been very busy with all your content, but definitely get you on soon, mate. And obviously, if you're around for the post-match reaction show, mate, I'll drop you a link. I know obviously time zones are quite difficult, as we know. We've got to put on a masterclass to Madrid and go through. 100%, mate. As the lads have alluded to. One sec there. If Dave does his snooker impressions, we're right. There we go. There we go.
The old snooker trick. Remember that one, Jack? Remember? Look.
There we go.
Ready for the shot in the corner.
Go on, man. Straight through Real Madrid's defense.
Into the corner. 147, baby.
There we go. If there's, there we go. Whoever plays, we've got to turn up like we know that we didn't on Sunday. What you saying? What you saying, Jack? No swearing. Yeah, more or less. In simple terms. But yeah, there we go. No swearing. I don't want to see them go down to pens. No, not me at all, Mark. I think the stature of Thibaut Courtois, he's such a big fella. Like, obviously Alisson's quite big lad anyway, but I think Thibaut Courtois, given his experience on penalty shootouts as well in his Madrid career, even at Atletico Madrid as well, played a big part. No, look, Bobby hat-trick. I'll tell you what, bloody hell. The bench players didn't help us on Sunday. True, Beard, very true. 100% agree with you there, mate. Thought we had the fastest team to start with. Yeah, the Guinness on Dave when we win. Bottom line,
if we beat England the weekend and we win the Grand Slam, then the Guinness is on me, baby.
How did you get on? I haven't watched.
We beat Scotland. Yeah, we beat England the weekend. We win the whole thing.
Oh, sounds
Grand Slam and the thing. Yeah. We pretty much have the Six Nations won, didn't it? Just
no, not mathematically. I think if France win and we lose certain points, okay. France can come in.
Okay, that's be very lot though. I think to get them a couple of bonus points or something like that.
Yeah.
But they beating England get us the Grand Slam and the Six Nations, which is great. Look forward to it. My lemsips are starting to kick in now, so I'm nice and mellow.
Kev's
Won't
gonna
be an easy
slide in.
game, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Kev's gonna be sliding into his chair.
I'll be finished with gig tomorrow night. You'll be doing a post match. Oh, sorry, not tomorrow night, on Wednesday. Post match on Wednesday after the gig, and it'll just be coming from a noisy German pub in the middle of Munich. So we'll see how that gets on.
I hope you ring up, lad. Anyway,
I tell you what, Munich is some spot.
Nah.
Oh,
I'm going straight to the Alliance when I get there.
Wow.
So, yeah, straight.
Say hello to Mane. Celebrate with Sadio.
If I see him, man, I'm looking for him around the streets. What are you doing? How are you leaving for? No,
Super sub Mane.
So he's only back from injury as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I got a new phone as well, so it's got like a 200 megapixel camera, so now I can actually do live streams from elsewhere, which is great.
There we go.
So that's good. That's good.
We'll go to, obviously, I get the lads starting 11. Chat, get your starting 11s in. We're not going to be asking for any score predictions. If you want to put your score prediction, you can do. But I'm not going to give any prediction because, you know, me, Chas, as I said, top of the show, I've jinxed everything. I think me and Dave have jinxed the Reds when we do them.
I'm saying nothing about score predictions.
Yeah, see nothing. Bottom line is, boys, we love this team. We love watching this team, and if these boys get knocked out on Wednesday, but give 110% to shit, I'm always happy. Big up there, Jack, innit? Of course, it'd be disappointing, but as I said, not that you like to see Liverpool get knocked out, but if there was one team you could pick, as long as it's not Man City or another English team, it would be Real Madrid. And you fully anticipate, given the teams potentially that, obviously Benfica have already progressed and some other teams, I think Napoli are outside runners for this competition, but I think Real Madrid would be...
Madrid would be there or thereabouts if they get past us, put it that way.
Yeah, 100% there, miss. Klopp turns us into dreamers, and we are now back to dreamers.
Daydreamers.
Yeah. Cheltenham Festival tomorrow. Aye.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be interesting. Klopp believers as well. But, Kev.
Yo.
Score prediction, team selection for you, matey.
Well, since we've no games for the next few weeks, we play the best 11. You know, so Alisson, Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson. I'd probably go Fabinho, Henderson, Bajcetic. Not Elliott this time. I give him a rest and bring him on late, and then I would go Nunez, Gakpo, Salah.
Dave, if you would be similar.
I'm just thinking a young Bajcetic in midfield away in Spain. I know he's going to be probably end up being a Spanish international, senior international cap soon, probably in the summer, but I just think that could be too big for him to go there.
Maybe.
Needing a result, a young lad, 18, a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
He had a poor game against City, didn't he?
He had a poor game in the big games. I think he'll go really strong in midfield. He will go Hendo and Fab. The back four is the back four. Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Trent, obviously Alisson in goal. The front three is going to be Gakpo, Nunez and Salah. It's just that middle, just that third spot. Does Elliott get it? Does he bring in a Naby? I don't know if Naby was playing Monopoly last night or not. He probably broke his leg, but he probably won't play. So
Elliott's probably the best at sitting in behind that midfield, isn't he? And receiving the ball. He's been doing that recently very well.
We need all the experience in midfield. As I say, key is midfield. Tomorrow or Wednesday night's key is midfield. Now we could go Bajcetic because he seems to have a lot of thing in this young lad, but I think it'd be a big call to play him. Less of a call to play Elliott. But I think I find it hard to see who he's going to pick in that area to link the front three. I don't know. It could be Elliott though. I think. I'm not sure what he'll do there.
Luis Diaz is available is what I'm trying to see.
I think Mark, have you gone 5 at the back there, lad? I love it. By the looks of it. Is it Trent, Kanate, Phillips, Virgil, Costas, Fabinho, Hendo, Salah?
We need goals.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, I suppose with 5 at the back, you can transition to a 3 back formation anyway, the full backs anyway. Just depends on how high or how low you do push your full backs.
Yeah.
Up there, man. Mark.
Do you know what? Would he go Milner first half playing?
Oh, no.
Now that you have a 5, you have a 5, 5, you know, the subs rule. You can make subs all over the shop. I'm just thinking in a big game like this, will he play Milner? Because he knows he can sub him half time.
For me, I wouldn't, mate. I can just envision it already.
Jack's face.
No, I
might play him in midfield for experience, I'm telling you.
Oh, in midfield, yeah. I thought you were saying like right back over.
No, in midfield. Imagine the age of that midfield, though. Milner, Henderson, Fabinho, be a bit 100.
Oh my God. I'm having flashbacks to future flashbacks or whatever you want. Hallucinations. Well, not hallucinations.
Who knows? I don't know what he'll do. But
Camavinga would literally run James Milner back to 1996.
Or do you know what? Here's another idea for you. Here's another idea I'll throw out there. We play Fabinho and Hendo, so you have a nice little pivot, a nice little protection.
Yeah.
Play Bobby in front, so Bobby in behind the front three feeding.
Okay.
There's a little trick. You have to go for it. Or would he do that later on, maybe? You know, if you really want to go for it, half hour.
When I go, obviously, as Kev alluded, the back five speaks for itself. Midfield, Hendo, Fabinho, and Bajcetic. I think that gives you the added protection. Bajcetic gives you a lot more legs than Liverpool currently do. Because as we've seen against Bournemouth, lads, and chat, Elliott got absolutely bullied by Philip Billing. I know the lad's 6'7", but even still, he was. It's a man against boys. I think with
the midfield got bullied, for God's sake. You know what I mean?
It's like if it's getting bullied against Bournemouth, then
I thought that was a mistake by the weekend. I don't want to regurgitate, but to play two young lads away at Bournemouth who are fighting for their lives, as you said, the big lads in there. It's a physical game. To play two young lads that play football, that was a mistake. You play a tough midfield. You even throw Milner in there in midfield. I'm telling you. That I'm not on about tomorrow or Wednesday. No, I'm on about the Bournemouth game. I'm going backwards, but that was a mistake in that lineup. Mistake.
Yeah, 100% nice. Want to unleash Trent. Madrid will run Milner back to the post office. There's Benjamin well and truly there, but
we said that a couple of times this season, but Millie then stepped up and had a game of his life.
Exactly. In the big games, Spider. In the big games, Kevin, I think he's been very good.
He has been very good, yeah. I have to give him that, yeah. As against City, he was very good as well.
Brilliant against City. Yeah. Almost man of the match.
Yeah.
Big up their Ends as well. Make sure you do head over, subscribe to Ensman's TV. I'll have to get you on, mate. Well, I'll drop you the link on Wednesday night, mate, if you're available. I know obviously you'll be busy doing your content, mate, but I'll drop you the link anyway on Wednesday night, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, there's Mark. Please do head over and subscribe there as well. Let's be up for this game, vibes for the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing, innit? 100%, matey, in terms of building on that confidence. We'll be on cloud 9, like, if we can get the results, because there's no bigger game in the whole of Europe, really, in terms of getting the confidence levels really back and giving them really anyway. But yeah, 100%. Madrid, I read that one. Before Saturday's loss, I was only given up 25% chance of scoring enough goals in Madrid in the process in the Champions League. Now I'm giving it a 10% chance. We must go out for a 3-4-0 win. But yeah, well and truly there, Philip. Big up, mate. Obviously, thanks Jack, Spider, Mark, and Shat. But big up there, Nigel. Appreciate you, mate. Obviously, I'm not so sure if you're working on Wednesday, mate, but I really do appreciate, obviously, the super chats as well, mate. Really do appreciate it. Absolute bloody legends. We don't really want to be doing score predictions, do we, lads? Not really. I know I don't.
The one thing I want to say is just be positive about the game, because at the end of the day, we want to win it. We want to go through. We want to do whatever. And us already saying, not getting too hyped up about it or worrying about saying, look, it's very plausible that we're not going to get through. But if every member of the fan base kind of backs each other and just sings their heart out when they're over there, and in the pubs and whatever, and put it up on social media, do what you like, it can give the boys a lift, because they're definitely watching it. They're not avoiding it, and they'll be watching it, around the place. They'll be watching the lead ups to where people are watching it. They'll be watching everything. Just be positive and give them a back in.
Yeah, 100%, Dave. Closing thoughts on that, mate? Obviously.
Yeah, look, Liverpool are flying over. They're not going to fly over to get beaten. They're going to fly over to give it a go. And the good thing is we don't have a game the weekend. Yeah. As we said, we can put out as strong a team as we can and go for it. We know what we need to do. We need at least 3 goals. you know, we've been there, done that. We've pedigree in Europe, as I'm sure Madrid know all about. And I think if we just give a good account of ourselves and go for it, who knows? Who knows, guys? Who knows?
Absolute legends. Kev, please do obviously shout out your socials, mate, and obviously what you any German Reds that are watching. I know quite a lot of people do watch from Germany as well. So just shout out, please, mate, your socials and obviously where everyone can find you and what you got coming up this week.
Yeah, it's Spider LFC and in most well on Twitter and it's _ LFC on Twitter. And you can see it down below here for YouTube. Also Spider on YouTube for the gaming and Spider on Facebook for the gaming. But you can also find me on Facebook for Spider LFC as well. And also Irish Spider Guy on Twitch. You'll find me there. But this week you'll find me, as I said, I'm going to Germany, I'm gigging, I'm doing a tour over there for the week. I'll be watching the Real Madrid game over there. And I'm hoping that, you know, I meet another few Reds that are over there and get a few Bayern Munich fans behind us and just give positive vibes towards the Bernabeu for the lads over there playing, hopefully. And they feel it on the pitch, which would be great, you know. We've all right around, shout, make noise.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Obviously, so the German Reds, make sure you do head over. Obviously, on there, turn up at Spiders Gate. There'll be plenty, I know, anyway, but you never know. It's a very small world we live in, as we know. It's mad, like. But big up, mate. I know you hope you had a fantastic time, mate. I know you will. But Dave,
we'll figure over this bloody flu.
But Dave, massive thank you very much for popping on, mate. I know you've been busy today, but obviously, please you shout out your socials and what you've got coming up this week, mate.
Dave's LFC Chat, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the like, hit the share, give us a sub, show us your love. I'm hoping to do something tomorrow night, Jack. Probably I'll send you the link if you're around.
Yeah.
I'll do something with Keaton Ivan and whatever. If you want to pop in tomorrow night, might even do something later. You just don't know. It's a crazy world we're living in. I just hope the Reds put it up to Madrid Wednesday night. Put in a performance. Go for it. No regrets. Let's go.
Love it, La. Love it. Absolutely love it. And but big up their chat as well. And as the lads have already echoed on the panel tonight, obviously. Just go in there with confidence, as Kev alluded to. Give the lads as much confidence. Obviously, the travelling cop going all the way to the Bernabeu. And even, I know a load of lads that'll be going that haven't got tickets really, but we'll be just about soaking up the atmosphere as well and just being around the city. That's what it's all about. And as I said, if we can do it, Reds, what a magical night it will be. It will go down. I'm 100% confident will go down as probably Liverpool's greatest ever European night in terms of an away fixture anyway, well and truly. But as I said, and whatever the result is, Jack alluded to and everyone tonight, if we don't get the results, it sounds, but we just got to focus on one game at a time, and whatever will be. And Liverpool Football Club, it is in our DNA to do the unthinkable, as we know. 4-0, there you go, Panov. I'm not giving any score predictions. 4-0. Come on, you Reds. Big up there, mate. Absolutely mark. Attack. That's what we need to do. And let's go, boys. Liverpool. Big up there, mate. Big up there, Darren. And Darren, I'll drop you the link on Wednesday night, mate. I know obviously with time zones, but anyone that wants to be getting involved, just drop us a DM on Twitter, on the socials. Very much. I'll probably post I'll post the StreamYard link in the comments anyway, so you can just hit that up anyway. Obviously, big up there, Mark. Massive thank you. So there's his socials, and obviously his YouTube, and obviously his Twitch as well. So please do drop a follow if you're not already doing so. I like the comments panel. But yeah, big up there. Ends obviously just above there, matey. Obviously, two places above. Nigel, love it. 5-1 to the Reds. So yeah, happy days. But yeah, appreciate that, Ends. Massive thank you, mate, for that as well. Obviously, make sure you head over to Endsman's TV as well. But big up shout out to Jürgen. It's on. And to conclude there, chat, as Padov said, it's only there, isn't it? But chat, Dave, Kev, really do appreciate you jumping on tonight. Most importantly, everyone, as I said. And just a final one as well, if everyone that is just tuned in, I have created a second channel. There's no videos on it currently, but that is the second channel. It's got the same name that you're quite similar with anyway. but it'll be a lot more different, varied content about the Reds. More panel shows with more guests on as well. I'll be transitioning eventually when I get a lot more people over there. So please do drop us a sub on that in the channel link as well. Massively would be appreciated. But chat, have a lovely rest of your night. Be confident. But we are Liverpool. Sha-la-la-la-la. Best football team in the land. Poetry in motion. There we go, boys. See you later.
Let's go, baby.
Up to that.